Imagine a night thousands of years ago. No cities, no roads, no farms, no pets. Just cold air, darkness, a fire, and a small group of humans sitting together after a hunt. They are eating meat, breaking bones, throwing scraps near the edge of camp. Then, something moves just outside the light. Two eyes appear in the dark. A wolf. Everyone freezes. Someone grabs a spear. Because this is not a cute dog from someone's apartment. This is a predator. It is fast, intelligent, hungry, and perfectly capable of deciding that tonight's dinner might be you. But this wolf does not attack. It stays at a distance. It is not staring at the people. It is staring at the bones near the fire. It does not want friendship. It wants food. And maybe this is how one of the most important deals in human history began. An animal came closer to humans for food, and humans did not kill it immediately because they slowly realized something. If the animal was not too dangerous, it might actually be useful. Animal domestication probably did not begin with a sweet scene where an ancient human gently pets a wolf and says, "You are my dog now." It was probably much messier, scarier, and more practical than that. There were food scraps, bones, campsites, waste, hungry animals that discovered humans left edible things behind. And there were humans who slowly noticed that some animals near camp were not only a threat. The most aggressive wolves came too close and got killed. The most fearful wolves stayed far away and got nothing. But the calm, bold wolves found the perfect distance. Close enough to steal a bone, not close enough to get a spear in the ribs. Generation after generation, those animals had an advantage. They survived more often. They feared humans less. Their pups grew up near human camps. And humans became more used to seeing them around. This is where the magic begins. Not fairy tale magic, evolutionary magic. Nobody pressed a button that said, "Create dog." The conditions around human camps simply started favoring wolves that could tolerate humans. A wolf near camp could warn people about danger. It could hear and smell things earlier than humans could. It could scare away other predators. It could clean up leftovers. Later, it may have helped during hunts. Slowly, the animal near the fire became something different. Not just a wolf anymore. A partner. Dogs were probably the first domesticated animals. And that is surprising because dogs appeared before farming, before cows, before sheep, before goats, before chickens. Humans did not build a farm first. They made a deal with a predator first. But there is an important difference between taming and domestication. You can tame one animal. You can take a wild wolf pup, raise it around humans, and maybe it will tolerate people. But its offspring may still be ordinary wild wolves. Domestication is different. Domestication means a whole line of animals begins to change over generations. Humans keep choosing the calmest, most useful, most tolerant animals. Those animals reproduce near humans. Their offspring become less wild. Over time, the body changes. The face can become shorter. The ears can become floppy. The animal may become less aggressive, more social, more responsive to human voices and gestures. This is not just a wild animal that got used to us. This is a new relationship. Dogs became special because they did not just live near humans. They started understanding us. Even today, dogs can follow a human's gaze, respond to pointing, and read emotional signals from our voices and faces. For ancient humans, that was almost a superpower. Picture a hunt. Humans are following tracks. A wolf-like dog smells the animal before anyone else. It hears movement in the bushes. It raises the alarm. Maybe it helps chase prey. Even if it only warns the camp at night, that is already a huge advantage. But dogs were only the beginning. Later, humans started living in more permanent settlements. They stored food. They created waste. They changed the landscape around them. And wherever humans create food, animals notice. Goats and sheep were almost perfect candidates. They lived in groups. They ate plants humans could not eat. They were not too huge, and they gave people many useful things: meat, milk, skins, wool. If you can manage a herd, you suddenly have food that does not run away into the forest every morning. That was a massive change. A hunter has to go out and search for food. A herder keeps food nearby. Of course, life did not become easy. Animals had to be guarded, moved, fed, protected from predators. But humans had gained a new kind of control over survival. Cattle were harder. Their wild ancestors, aurochs, were huge, powerful, and dangerous. Trying to domesticate one must have been like trying to negotiate with a car that has horns and a bad attitude. But the reward was enormous: meat, milk, leather, and strength for carrying loads and working fields. Pigs followed a different path. They were attracted to human leftovers. If a settlement has food waste, wild boars will show up. Again, humans created a filter. The most dangerous animals did not last. The calmer ones could stay closer. Over time, a wild animal became part of human life. And cats? Cats are their own strange story. At first, people may not have truly domesticated cats on purpose. When humans started storing grain, mice appeared. And where there are mice, cats follow. Humans got protection for their food stores. Cats got a permanent restaurant full of rodents. That is a very fair deal. Cats may have looked at humans and decided, "Fine, you'll do." This shows something important. Not every domestic animal became domestic because humans conquered it. Sometimes animals move toward us because we created a useful environment for them. But then comes the obvious question. Why didn't humans domesticate everything? Why do we have horses, cows, dogs, and cats, but not domestic zebras, bears, rhinos, or deer in every backyard? Because an animal needs the right traits to become domestic. It cannot be too aggressive, it has to reproduce near humans, it has to eat something humans can provide, it helps if it lives in groups and understands social hierarchy. Then humans can step into that system and control it. A zebra may look like a horse, but its behavior is very different. Zebras are nervous, aggressive, and difficult to manage. A bear is intelligent but dangerous, solitary, and expensive to feed. Many deer are too easily frightened. Some animals simply do not fit into human systems. So domestic animals are not just animals humans captured. They are species that already had the right traits. Humans then amplified those traits over many generations. And over time, this deal changed everything. Dogs helped people hunt and guard camps. Goats, sheep, and cattle created a more stable food supply. Horses later transformed travel, trade, and war. Cats protected grain stores. Chickens provided eggs. Animals became food, transportation, protection, wealth, labor, and status. But the deal had a dark side too. When humans started living close to animals, new diseases appeared. Some infections jumped from animals to humans. Settlements became dirtier. Herds had to be defended. People fought over livestock. Wealth could be counted in animals. A person with many cattle was not just well-fed, they were powerful. So animal domestication is not just a cute story about the first dog. It is one of the forces that helped create civilization. Farms, villages, trade, war, borders, wealth, inequality. Many of these things are connected to the moment humans began keeping animals close and controlling their lives. But here is the strangest part. We changed too. We started living around animals. We woke up to feed them. We moved to find pasture. We built fences. We protected herds. We treated animal injuries. We chose which animals would reproduce and which would become food. Even today, millions of people organize their lives around dogs, cats, horses, cows, chickens, and other animals. We walk them, feed them, breed them, name them, build houses and farms around them. Humans domesticated animals, but in a way, animals domesticated humans too. And all of it may have started with one simple scene: a fire, bones on the ground, a group of nervous humans, and a wolf that stepped a little closer than the others. Not because it loved humans, not because it dreamed of becoming a pet, because it was hungry. Sometimes history does not change because of a grand plan. Sometimes it changes because someone dropped a bone near the fire.